Welcome to StorySpin. I'm Rory, and apparently this is what I do with my free time now. If you've ever wondered how messy people's relationships really get, you're in the right place. Let's dive in, because trust me, it's worse than you think. Alright, so here's a fun one. Imagine spending 3 years planning your dream wedding, only for your sister to show up pregnant and suddenly need it more than you do. Because nothing says family first like handing over everything you worked for, just so someone else's life can stay slightly less stressful. Let's get into it. This post comes from the EntitledParents sub. Part 1. My fiancé and I have been together for 8 years and engaged for 3. I was doing my PhD program and was juggling planning the wedding. My fiancé took much of that work, but it was perfect because our dream venue was booked until after my graduation. So what we did was book our dream venue 3 years in advance. It is really a beautiful venue. The only slot we got was September of this year. My sister got engaged a few months ago to her fiancé. They were planning on having a spring wedding next year. They had no venue lined up, but had already booked a few vendors as well as a set date. Yesterday, our parents invited us and our significant others to a family barbecue where my sister announced to our extended family that she is expecting. Everyone was so happy for her and my brother-in-law, who is a great guy. My nan asked my sister if the wedding was still on the set date or if they were going to wait because of the baby. She said no, that she hoped to move it to September. No big deal. We don't have many out-of-town guests, so they could attend both weddings with no problem. Nan was happy and asked my sister if she needed help planning such a short-notice wedding. My sister then turns around and said, "That's what I wanted to talk to you about. I was really hoping we could kind of take your venue. I really cannot stress myself too much with planning a wedding while going to maternity classes. And I think it is so beautiful. It would really mean a lot to me." It went silent, but everyone was looking at me, expecting me to say, "Yes, of course, everything for my little sister." My brother-in-law looked very uncomfortable and told her that they had talked about this and that it was not okay to put me on the spot. But my sister just said, "Don't be like that. My sister wants to do what's best for me, so it's no big deal, right?" I just said, "Well, it kind of is. I don't know. I have my heart really set on the venue." Cue the crying. She stormed off. Nan told me that I was being selfish because she needed the venue more than I did. I tried to defend myself, and my mother said, "You waited 3 years. Would it have killed you to wait a few more months? When has your sister ever asked you for something?" A few comments later, my fiancé got really mad and we left. My sister called me crying and said that it was unfair that I always get what I want and that I could have done this one thing for her. Dad said it is just a venue and what matters is the person who you are marrying. He is kind of right. But we have been planning for so long. My fiancé is furious with my family and doesn't even want my sister to come. Now my family is threatening not to come because I am being selfish, and my sister needs it more than I do because having a baby is too stressful. Part 2. My brother-in-law called me and apologized for the inconvenience. He told me he had discussed it with my sister, and she had told him she would not ask. He is really mad at her now and warned me that my sister is blaming me for potentially ruining her marriage. My father has sent me about 5 texts along the lines of, "I hope you are happy. Your sister hasn't stopped crying since yesterday," and so on and so on. My fiancé and I have decided to remove my sister from the bridal party and replace her with my aunt, who is the only family member that took my side. We have not decided whether or not we will invite my family as a whole. Furthermore, my mom took it upon herself to tell on us. She called my fiancé's parents and told them that it would be best if my sister gets it, because she is pregnant and preeclampsia runs in the family. Whatever that means. My future father-in-law told them to F off and basically ripped my mom a new one for expecting something so ridiculous and warned that they were going to lose me if they kept playing favorites. So my mom is now crying too and saying that my father-in-law is a jerk. This is just getting so crappy. It seems straight out of a bad soap opera. My in-laws are driving to us currently with some supper and wine and basically told me not to worry, and that no matter what happens, they will be my safety net. I cried out of happiness. Part 3. So it hasn't been that long, but this post blew the heck up. I was expecting only a few answers, but the support was overwhelming. What boggled my mind is that this story flooded over to mainstream media. But let's get to the story. Since this went viral, a lot happened. My sister. My sister saw this story while browsing on her Reddit account. She lost her mind. She accused me of painting her like a lunatic and misinterpreting facts. Info. My sister got wind of the situation due to various media outlets and went on Reddit. She said that I was being unfair, that she is family, and that she asked nicely because she loves me. She also emphasized the fact that the opinion of internet strangers doesn't count because family is more important, and I should focus on making my family happy. The only text I sent back was this: I am sorry that you perceived it that way. I did not in any manner distort what happened. As you might notice, I didn't describe your tone nor exaggerate anything. Perhaps you remember that night differently than I do, but I digress. I am sick and tired of bending to your will. My whole life I have been your servant and your doormat. Remember all the birthdays I had to share with you because you would throw a tantrum because you didn't get presents? Or when you cried so that I would fill out job applications for you? But the thing that has hurt me most till now is when you ruined my graduation. I am done. I admit that I also spoiled you, but I will not any longer. If you want to marry so badly before your baby is born, then you could look at Hotel X that offers last-minute weddings. I have spent too much time planning my wedding to gift it to you. And if you want to ruin our relationship over this, then go ahead. I will sleep soundly and safely knowing that it wasn't my fault. She only sent me a, "Wow, you must love me so very much," and blocked me. She unblocked me this morning to send me this. Wedding planner. Hello dear, I got the message from your mother and will proceed with the rebooking of the venue on the spot. However, this will have extra costs as we have to change the names on the contract. Please come by my office tomorrow so we can sign the new contract. Sister. That's great. I'll be there at 9. My parents. My parents haven't actually written me since the thing with my father-in-law. My older brother, yes, I have an older brother, but he lives in another city and wasn't at the barbecue, that's why I didn't mention him. Plus, he initially could not come to the wedding because of work and changed his plans after hearing about the whole story. He contacted me and wanted to know what happened because he got a weird story from Mom and Dad. Mom had told him that I had offered before the barbecue to give up the venue to my sister and that I humiliated her. I told him what really happened, and he had no problem believing me. We talked a lot about our parents' behavior, and he confessed that his moving was partly due to our parents being, and I quote, crappy to us. He told me that Mom had gotten wind of the post and was mad at me for betraying my family. I haven't written my parents what so many of you advised me to, because I have to come to terms with the fact that they love my sister more than me, if they love me at all. The wedding. We sat together and put passwords with the majority of our vendors and also with the venue directly. We didn't talk to our planner yet, which is why the text from my sister worries me so much. Also, we canceled the catering that my parents paid for. So short term, we won't be able to get a full catering like we wanted to. But all our friends and my fiance's family will help us prepare a buffet, and everyone is going to chip in. That will be our bachelor party. As we will have to spend more on our food now, we canceled our bachelor parties and will have a family and friends cooking session. Thank you again for helping me see how toxic my family is. I will try to sort it out. If they apologize from the bottom of their heart, they will be allowed into my wedding. But if not, then well, I still have my brother, who will be walking me down the aisle, and my aunt. Part 4. We called my planner and she was actually really horrified. She told me she hadn't spoken to my mother at all since the day we went to book the venue. She assured me that even if they called claiming I wanted it, I had to be present to make any changes. So we informed everyone that will work for us on our wedding, and they offered to hire security for that day at a reduced price. Let's dive into the comments section. Comment 1. Damn, no offense OP, but your family sucks. I'm really sorry you're going through this. I hope your wedding is gorgeous and they don't fuck it up. Reply from another commenter. If OP is looking to have kids, I bet we'll have a sequel story. These psychopaths need to be dropped like a bad habit. Comment 2. I still find it hilariously sadly ironic that your dad says the venue doesn't matter. But what matters is who you are marrying. If he believed this, then he would be saying that to your spoiled brat sister, not you. Congrats on the upcoming wedding. I hope despite the family drama, you are able to enjoy your big day. Comment 3. The scariest part of this whole thing is knowing your sister will be responsible for raising another human being. Honestly, the way family can turn a celebration into a battleground never fails to amaze me. But speaking of family drama, what if the problem isn't a venue? It's your dating history? Let's jump into the next story where a woman finds out that dating her boyfriend's brother back in high school might be enough to ruin her future wedding plans. Before they even begin, let's get into it. Hey Reddit, I'm in a bit of a tricky situation and could use some outside perspective. I, 32-year-old female, have been in a relationship for a few months with my boyfriend, 33-year-old male. He's calm, kind, and emotionally grounded. We really connect deeply and are looking for something serious, hopefully looking to get settled in life, individually. Let's call my boyfriend A. Here's the twist. About 17 years ago, I briefly dated his older brother, let's call him R, 36-year-old male, when we were in high school. It wasn't serious, we were kids. It lasted a few months, nothing physical. R got married a while ago, and we have been friends after the breakup. In fact, I was invited to his wedding also. R says that he's not okay with it at all, and that it's not okay to do this, because it's against morals. Now A and I are in limbo. Neither of us has brought it up again since that day. We've both agreed to give it some space, but it's hanging over us. I don't know what to do. This relationship feels like home to me, but I also know family opinions matter a lot to A. I haven't felt him leaning one way or the other. He's been loving and present, but quiet about the future. I'm not asking for permission to date someone. I'm looking for clarity on how to move forward. How do I approach this? Do I bring it up again or give it more time? Should I be worried that this could eventually tear us apart? Would really appreciate thoughts from anyone who's been in or seen a similar situation. Thank you. A and I are giving it space, but I'm worried about the future and unsure how to move forward. Let's dive into some of the comments. Comment 1. You dated a few months in high school 17 years ago. It was never physical? Tell R to shut up. He has no say. Comment 2. No one's gonna comment on the 19-year-old dating a 15-year-old? That's effing weird. Comment 3. I wouldn't consider a non-physical high school relationship to be anything of enough substance to warrant R's reaction. He's being weird. Comment 4. Honestly, if they didn't have anything to say while you are in a relationship, they shouldn't have a say about the possibility of getting married. And his brother invited you to his wedding, so he should shut up about this, unless he's not over a childish thing. Dating someone whose family disapproves is never easy, especially when it involves their own sibling. Should the past really stand in the way of something real? Let me know your take below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cue the outro. Anyway, that's all I've got. Thanks for sticking around, or whatever. I'll catch you in the next one, unless I finally delete this app like I keep saying I will.